At the time of this video, OSHA has postponed yet again the enforcement of their anti-retaliation protections until December 1st. It's important to note that these provisions were effective August 10th of this year, but due to legal action against this ruling, it is yet again postponed another month. So this continues to leave our clients in a state of limbo. Therefore, we continue to get many questions as to what we recommend. First off, let me say I'm not a fan of this new rule at all. Why we are protecting the only people who will underreport when the threat of a drug screen is looming, i.e. the drug user, makes no sense to me. I really don't understand when it became the government's job to protect drug users in private business when the injuries they would be underreporting are likely first aid type incidents and not actual recordables. How many employees have the perfect circumstances to avoid someone noticing a serious injury? Sure, you might be able to find a few minor ones here and there, but come on. And who's at fault in the first place? Again, someone not wanting to take responsibility for the personal actions that they're bringing into a private business. I'm sure OSHA, the FBI, or other government agencies would appreciate someone demanding they limit their rights on how they enforce drug use in their workplace. Right, not gonna happen. All right, soapbox done for now. Here are my recommendations so you're not just sitting around in limbo wondering how and when you should change the language in your safety manuals and HR policies for drug screening. First, if you have a drug-free workplace, you really should have your employees sign something stating they understand that in order to participate in the privilege it is to have this job by which you're paid to do, you agree to adhere to this important policy. If not, that's fine. We live in a great country where you're free to go find another place to work that may not have the same strict policies in place. Second, I recommend you go ahead and change any language in your policies that alludes to 100% across the board post-accident drug screening. The language you might consider using is something along the lines of, post-accident drug screening will be conducted when reasonable suspicion exists. Now, this means that you'll need your managers and supervisors trained on reasonable suspicion so they adequately fit that competent person role in terms of OSHA. If I were arguing a case on behalf of a client, I would expect OSHA to check the competence and training of those that are stating they notice the signs and symptoms we'd see in reasonable suspicion training. Third, I would make it clear that if you have a random drug screening process in place, ramp it up and enforce it if you're concerned about this new ruling limiting your ability to find drug users in your workplace. Realistically, that's always going to be your best method of finding those offenders in the first place. Lastly, I recommend that you're consistent across the board with your disciplinary policies. All of those steps and stages in your written policy need to be practiced. If you're inconsistent with employees on how you discipline, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions at all. Until next week, I'm Jake Wolfenden with Summit Safety Group, and I will see you next Monday.